finding a Black man that genuinely desires a dark-skinned woman has been interesting, right? Because every Black man I've dated, their type was always exotic, meaning light skin, curly hair. Like, that's not exotic.
Green eyes.
Hello. She's just mixed, babe. She's just mixed. That's been my experience. But I'm someone who dates outside of my race. I date inside. I date all around. You know what I'm saying? If you fine, you fine. But my experience in dating like European men or white men or just mixed race men or men of different cultures just treat women differently. I've never had to worry about, like maybe this man desires a lighter skinned woman when I'm dating outside of my race, or when I'm dating a Black man that genuinely desires a dark-skinned woman or loves a dark-skinned woman.
I don't really know if this is my last time, but what I know is I'm feeling just fine. My life is like a red carpet, and I'm feeling like the richest millionaire. This is my local mayor, and I'm the biggest star around here. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, you saw the clip. Are your preferences exotic? Are Black men's preference exotic? Is Black men's preference exotic? Whatever. Sometimes these conversations make sense, and sometimes they don't. You know, because we do have a segment of Black men who act like Terry Crews when he was in White Chicks for women who aren't Black or Black-ish. You know, everything about you is beautiful. You know, they turn into JJ Icefish. There's something about you, girl, that makes my world just want to twirl. Y'all lose your minds. That does happen. But is that the majority? No. And one of those things where you're with a certain type of, you like a certain type of guy. And we don't talk about it enough that some people are attracted to people who don't like them, and they get mad that those people don't like them, you know. Because does the colorism thing exist? Yeah. Is it as big as people say? No. Because, you know, from a guy's perspective, it's a dumb question to ask, are you really genuinely, you know, do you really genuinely want a dark-skinned woman? You know, you desire a dark-skinned woman. Guys gonna be like, what kind of dumbass question is that? Like, what do y'all think we like? What do you think us guys are doing? Like, we just, the skin, the skin, it's so dark, it's so light, it's so, like, no. And I get it. I do get it, because we have a tendency as men to, if she's fine, we overlook a lot of red flags. And a lot of times, I think, when it comes to quote-unquote dark-skinned women, it's like, y'all act like y'all haven't, how can I say this? The fine ones don't have this problem. That woman is pretty attractive. And the interesting thing, I date white men, I date this, and I date that. And it's like, okay, if you date white men, and you date this, and you date that, and if you're fine, you're fine. But you can't understand a guy going, well, if you're fine, you're fine. And oddly enough, you know, how can I say, it sounds insecure if a man says, you know, do you desire a man like me? Do you desire a guy like me? You know, let me see. I'm bald-headed. Do you desire somebody with a Michael Jordan fade? Do you desire it? It's like, is this a problem for you? I guess so. You know, the other thing, this exotic thing, somebody just mixed. Sometimes people aren't mixed. Like, I know a few ladies who got tired of the I'm mixed thing. Like, you know, because guys did approach him with the, hey baby, what you mixed with? And she's like, black and black. Just black. Like, what are you talking about? And the guys just, oh baby, you gotta be something exotical, baby. You gotta, oh God, baby, you turn me on so much. And the girls are like, man, if you don't get this fool out my damn face, I get it. But for dark skinned women, it's like, it's interesting because men sexualize women and men sexualize all women. But sometimes it comes off that dark skinned women act like they're not sexualized. And that's a lie. Think about it. People sexualize and fetishize. Let's just do this. People say, sexualize white women. They'll go, oh, these white women. They be sexualized. They be fetishized. Fat women, the BBW gang. They be, these big motherfuckers. I took your man. I could take your man. These men like me. So big chicks could get it. Spanish chicks. I ain't my pee. I ain't mi corazón. It's like, yeah, look, I love the way she say that. I want it like that, boy. I'm gonna sauce and bachata all in that thing, It's like, okay. Some of the Asian chicks, fetishize. Gotta be the thicker ones, like, what I'm saying? Koreans, Filipino, Cambodians. I think Cambodians. I ain't tripping. But, those chicks, they fetishize. Like, oh, they so sexy. But all of a sudden, when you get to black women, it's like, you're not fetishized. Stop it. Y'all got the whole world. Y'all, let me say this. And it's predominantly dark-skinned black women. Y'all got so fetishized that y'all started fetishizing yourselves. Black women started BBLing and have a bigger black ass than a big black ass that they already got. Because we see black, oh, she got that. She got the yams. Can I get to the yams? But it's like, oh, y'all looking at her ass, but we ain't sexy. That's not true. That's not true. Do people deal with the stereotype of the darker you are, the more ornery you could be? Because I think that's one of the issues is dark-skinned women get the brunt of being an asshole. Like, all women are assholes, but the darker in color you get, it's like, oh, somehow your dark-skinned woman's a super asshole. It's like, no, y'all just all assholes. Just a different type of asshole. American asshole, Hispanic asshole, different type of asshole. It just doesn't matter. But it's like, you guys have put up with it if it's other chicks. Not really. They ass single too. But is it because of being exotic? And it's like, do guys want exotic? Like, sometimes y'all think, sometimes we've brought up this conversation before where guys want something different than, like, some guys are attracted, their mother is their first love, and they're attracted to women that remind them of their mother. And then you got the guys who their mother ain't their first love, and they're like, I don't want nothing like that. And they go in a completely different direction. And that happens. You know what I'm saying? That happens. So sometimes it's not necessarily a color thing. It's a family thing. Because some of y'all don't realize, y'all, the guy who wants to date somebody like his mom, he's going to date somebody who reminds him of his mom. Not in the, qualities. Not necessarily she got to look like my mama. Because I met a chick back in the day that looked like my mama. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't. No. You. If I told you, you would understand, but you can't. No. It was not a turn on. She was a beautiful woman, but I was like, oh no. She pulled one of the. I'm gonna pull my head down, and she pulled the head down. And I was like, whoa. Oh no. Hell no. Oh hell no. You should have just kept that shit up. Now you look like my mama. I ain't doing this. But on the flip side, you got guys that's like, oh man, she is the complete opposite of my mom. I'm going with it. That's what I'm talking about. And that happens. Is it exotic? Sometimes, and I'm going to say this, and it might suck to say this, sometimes a good attitude is exotic. Sometimes being feminine is exotic. Sometimes a woman who reciprocates is exotic. Sometimes a woman who acts like she wants to be in a relationship with a man is exotic. It ain't necessarily just the color. You see what I'm saying? Does it exist? Yes. Is it as big as people make it? No. But that part is the other part. And I got to go there because there's a group of women in all groups who say they're not sexualized or fetishized or wanted enough. And usually that's the ugly ones in that group. This woman, she wasn't ugly. But usually it's that one. Or she could be ass deficient and hiding behind his dark skin. Because a guy could look at her like, she cute, she cute. Yeah, she ain't got that. Because we've done that. We've looked at women, she is fine. And you ain't got to be big. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to have a big booty. You ain't got to have as a black man, you ain't got to have a big ass. But you got to have a good one. Nice one for you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you see a girl, she's fine, and then it's like, oh man, she's sweet. And then she turn around and you like, damn. Oh man. That was the white side of her slavery family. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just leave it at that. Y'all tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, know I gave you everything I had.